Uh, Welcome to today's video, whereby we want to talk about things you need to know that you need to have before you prepare for immigration in 2023 and beyond. And these are basic things. Some of them you might be knowing already, and some might not be very obvious. So, welcome to today's video. If you're watching this video later on replay, don't worry. We'll make it as usable, as watchable as possible because we are striving to include timestamps so that you'll be able to jump from one point to another. So thank you very much for joining the live video. Immigration is one of the things which I know many people are pursuing in 2023. Welcome everybody who is coming on board. I can see like 3 or 4 of you already in. Thank you very much. Immigration is one thing most people are pursuing in 2023, understandably, because one thing the economy has not been doing so well. There's some kind of a recession in world economies, and that is affecting even African countries. So that is why I say immigration will be the thing which will be the in thing for mostly economic kind of immigration. It might be hidden in other types of immigration, but mostly the immigration which you're about to experience this year and next year is mostly economic for economic reasons. That is to look for jobs and such kind of immigrations. Definitely, there are things you'll need, and in this video, I'll be showing you those things, and then I'll show you where you can look for jobs if you are looking for jobs, where you can look for schools, and how you can apply for schools and the jobs at the same time, because those are the things which people can use easily to immigrate to mostly Western countries. Looking for a spouse is something which is highly underrated and is not used. And let's be truthful. Looking for a spouse in a country of your dreams is one of the surest and shortest ways of getting the visa or the citizenship of the country you like. And there are places where you can find spouses, and I will also strive to show you where you can find spouses. You can ask your questions in the comment section. We are not in a rush today. We want to start doing like a kind of extended shows whereby we cover like almost everything which our people ask in the comment section. So you can ask questions, be it on the live video or on the replay. I'll be answering questions on that front. So what are these things? And I've jotted down some of them so that I don't miss out. I'm having like another computer here, so I'll be the notes will be helping me to capture everything. And to start with, if you are a listener to this channel, because my channel right now has like almost 5,500 subscribers, and you do not have a passport, just know that you are not immigration ready, because the passport is the starting point of any immigration journey. So, and truth be told, in most African countries, mostly, getting a passport is not easy. And those people who listen to this channel from Kenya, they know how hard it has been for people to get a passport. A friend of mine was telling me that she applied for a passport like almost 1 year ago, and it is still not ready. I know the government has been working hard to make sure that people get passports, but the results not yet. We are waiting for results. Otherwise, I know what happens if you want to get your passport quickly. And if, those of you who watch this video later on or now, they know what happens. I know sometimes people engage in what we call underhand deals, so that you get your passport within like 10 days. But that is not something I would advise you to. I will not advise you to start your immigration journey by, for example, engaging in those underhand deals. So what can you do to make sure that you get your passport? One thing I usually say, apply for this passport as early as possible. If you want to start to travel at around December 2020, the year 2023, apply for this passport like January 2023. And even if it takes time, I just say even if it takes time, you'll still have your passport. You'll still have your passport, and you'll not have bribed anyone to get your passport, so to speak. I know it has been a pain point, but we are hoping that things are going to change, and we are hoping that the immigration department things are going to change so that our people get the passport a little bit faster. Also, make sure that if you are planning to immigrate in 2023, make sure that your passport is valid. I know there has been a drive in most African countries to get the new generation kind of passports, which have these new security features. So if your country is changing the passport to a newer type of passport, make sure that you get the new, what do we call it? I think it's the third generation passport. Like for East Africa, I know there's the new East African passport, and those people who are holding the old passport, just know that at some point it will be you'll not be able to exit from Kenya to another country with that old passport. So even if you are listening from another country, make sure that once you get to the embassy, Kenyan embassy in that country, ask them whether you can renew your passport from that end, or consulate or something of that sort. I'm not so sure about the process, but just know that you need to make sure that your passport is valid. And in terms of before I forget, in terms of validity, once you get your passport, I know all of you might have seen photos where a child has disfigured, has destroyed their parents' passport. And I want to tell you, if you get a passport, make sure that you keep it well. Keep it where you keep money, so that your child doesn't disfigure your passport. Because once they disfigure your passport, it becomes unusable. Especially if they disfigure the what we call the bio page, and that is the page where you have your photos, your names, where you come from, and such details. Make sure that you keep this passport in a place where not easily accessible by children or someone who might destroy it. If you have like a problem with your spouse or a girlfriend, they might jeopardize your passport, because they know that is one place when if they ban it or they disfigure it, they have messed you up. So keep it well, where you can look for a safe and keep it there. Also make sure that the passport has enough pages. If you are a frequent traveler, maybe you've been traveling across Africa, even Europe, even Asia, and your passport the pages have been used up, make sure that anytime you have like 3 or 4 free pages where the visa officer can stamp if they give you a visa. So make sure all the time your passport has enough pages. If you are planning to travel to another country, you can renew your passport. You can renew your passport so that you get a passport with sufficient do we call it them pages or papers, where the visa officer can stamp, because you might decide to travel while you are in a foreign country, and that travel needs the passport to have enough places or spaces where they can be stamped. I've talked about applying for the passport early, and for those people in Kenya, if you are listening from Kenya, just know that you can apply your passport from wherever you are through what we call the e-citizen. I know most of you know e-citizen, or if you cannot apply for it yourself, just go to the cyber and ask for someone to help you in application of this passport. I know the English exam and the language tests. English exam and language test is one thing I've talked about in this channel for long. And let me tell you, most immigration pathways, be it like you're immigrating as a student, maybe if you want to apply for jobs, although they might not have expressly mentioned that it is a requirement for you to have an English exam, if they see that you have an English exam, proficiency exam already taken, they see you as someone who is somehow immigration ready than someone who has not done it. So go to British Council. And register for an English exam, and that will vary depending on the what do we call it, on the immigration pathway you want to pursue. Because if you are immigrating through, maybe, let's say, for example, you are a nurse or you are a doctor, the kind of English exam you are going to take is different from someone who is using the express entry for Canada to immigrate. Because the express entry requires you to do what we call the IELTS General. I don't know why people call it IELTS, but it's IELTS General. Make sure that you choose IELTS General if you want to immigrate through express entry. If you are a nurse, for example, or in any profession, and you want to immigrate to a country through the professions, so to speak, you need to do the IELTS academic. Also, for professional bodies, which you might be wanting them to give you what we call registration or licensure. If you want to get a license again, they require you to do the IELTS academic. For jobs in UK, you can either do IELTS General or IELTS UKVI. IELTS UKVI. It's called. I know there are different types of IELTS exams. Just do the UKVI and not the life skills, because that is what will be required at the embassy. I know these exams are not cheap because at the time of recording this video, it's somewhere $300 US. That is like 30,000 Kenya shillings or thereabouts. And there are associated costs like looking for a trainer, because sometimes the exam might not be easy for you to scale it. So you might look for a trainer, and trainers, there are so many who offer training or guidance on how to do the IELTS exam. The venue for this IELTS exam, in Kenya, for example, you can check them in the, what do you call it, in British Council website for the IDP. I think Kisumu, there is an IELTS center. The other place, what is the other place? There is Nakuru, there, I think Kamparak University, and currently I think Nyeri, there's a college called Outspan. You can book your exam and do it from Outspan Medical College. And then Nairobi and Mombasa. Nairobi, it's somewhere in I think Parklands, if I'm not wrong. Somewhere Parklands, that is where you do the exam. But the actual place where you can go and register for the exam physically, it's at the British Council, somewhere I think what do you call it? Upper Hill, somewhere near Kenyatta Hospital. You can search it, or you can just search it on Google. Don't forget, for you to prepare for immigration, there are types of immigration or pathways which might require you to have what we call educational credential assessment. And most of our people have not been able to do what we call educational credential assessment. For example, if you are pursuing like a express entry pathway to immigrate to Canada, obviously the express entry and what we call the provincial nomination program, and even the rural immigration programs for Canada, they require you to do to have an educational credential assessment, whereby the most notable body which does educational credential assessment is WES, World Education Services. But there are various, like 3 or 4 different bodies which do educational credential assessment, whereby you send your documents, not you, sorry for that, the school you schooled in. Maybe, for example, you went to a university, for example, the University of Nairobi, and you want to get educational credential assessment. University of Nairobi will send the documents to World Education Services so that they recertify. They certify that you've done that course in that institution. And let me bring something so that we all see. Just a moment. There are people who are telling me that they don't know what e-citizen is. I want to share with you. Let me hope that it won't disappear. I'm having a challenge with my connection. I don't know why. Just a moment. That is a challenge with the technology. It might let you down a little bit, but we are in. So for those people who are saying that they don't know what e-citizen is, as you can see here, let me enlarge it a little bit so that you see. Yeah, that is my e-citizen account. And if you come here, you can see that there's Directorate of Immigration Services. You can click that if you are applying for a new visa. If you are applying for an old visa, you can you are applying you are renewing your visa. You can select the old applications, or check whether your application has been processed and it was already in the system. So I was talking about educational credential assessment, and I want to tell this to our nurses, for example. If you are a nurse and you are pursuing educational credential assessment, that I'm speaking about a registered nurse, for Canada or any other place. Don't use World Education Services if you have a diploma in nursing, because someone shared with me some communication that they got a not so favorable educational credential report from World Education Services, because they evaluated their studies as what we call the 3.5 year hospital study, and you want your education to be equivalent to school, to classwork in Canada. So if they evaluate your studies like it is hospital study, it will not help you in terms of Canada immigration. And I know that is what most of our people want. And I want to show you World Education Services. So just a moment as I get it on board, so that you know what I'm talking about. Let me bring it on board just a little bit. I'm hoping my internet will be a little bit fast, because if it doesn't, it will be a little bit disappointing. Yeah, here we have it. And I think you can see right now. That is, no. Let me add it. Yeah, there it is. World Education Services. That is the body which does a credential assessment, and it will cost you something like 40,000 Kenya shillings on the website. There's a payment you make so that they do the credential evaluation, and your school might charge you some fee to process the documents. Depends with the school. Your university determines how much money they charge you to process your document, because you yourself, you do not handle the document. They are handled by the school, and they are the ones who send a sealed document to World Education Services. Then when they generate World Education Services generates a report, it sends it to IRCC if you are looking for Canada. If you are immigrating to Canada, it sends the report to your selected body, and in this case, mostly they send it to the province you are applying for, or IRCC, which is the ministry or body concerned with immigration in Canada. So that is it about educational credential assessment. We are talking about what you need to prepare, because there are things definitely you will need if you are planning to immigrate this year, 2023, even 2024 and beyond. There are also professional exams. The professional exams you need to know that you need to do if you are planning to immigrate, for example, through what we call it an economy-based kind of immigration pathway. And I'll give you an example of nurses, because that is where I am related by association and by many other things. Professional exams, for example, for the UK, if you are a nurse who is planning, I'm good, Mohammed. You can ask your questions, Mohammed, and I'll be answering them on the go. For example, if you are a nurse and you are planning to immigrate to the United Kingdom, you'll need to know that there's a website which you need to create a profile, which is called the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. So it's called NMC. You can just search for it online. Let me show you. Nursing and Midwifery Council, and that is the body which regulates the practice of nursing in the UK, nursing and midwifery. And you realize that in the UK, nursing and midwifery are two different domains. Let me bring this to you to the screen. I hope it will be faster. Yeah, it is there. That is the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. And there are professional exams which you have to do with the NMC if you are a nurse, for example. For other professions, you can check different. You can check for different examination requirements, so to speak. So the NMC you'll create an account with them. You'll need your national ID or your passport. Once you create the account, they will require you to upload some documents. And after your account is created and everything is verified again from the side of the regulating body, that is the Nursing Council, for example, in your home country, the Nursing Council in your home country will send your documents to the NMC, and then they'll give you an authority to test, whereby you'll be able now to sit the exam, which is called the CBT. The CBT is an exam which you just do from your home country. For people who are in Kenya, you'll do that with Pearson View. Pearson View is in Nairobi, somewhere Kenyatta Avenue. I'm not so sure about the building. For other cadres in the healthcare, there are exams like MLE. For US, there are exams like NCLEX you need to know, and the NCLEX is not an easy exam, you know. You need to prepare such kind of professional exams. For UK, for other professions, you might consider doing the NVQ. And let me tell you, for immigration, if you are planning to immigrate to any other country, just know that immigration is not something you just wake up and start doing tomorrow. Give immigration time, at least 1 year or so, depends with the country. Give immigration takes some time because of the different processes which are involved. And for registered nurses who are looking to immigrate to the US through the agencies, they know the amount of time they've been waiting. I know someone who has been waiting for 3 years now, even some more. Depends with what happens. Like COVID-19 disrupted the whole process of immigration to the US and other countries. So don't forget, immigration takes time. You need to be ready to wait. Don't be in a rush unless you are looking for shorter pathways, which I usually say the student pathway is shorter. Sometimes it is shorter than other pathways, but as it also has its own downsides. So don't forget that. I want to read 2 questions. Moses says that I am a registered clinical officer in Kenya. can I work in UK or USA hospital? You can work, but you'll work at lower positions, not like a clinical officer, because as you might know is that a clinical officer is not there's no clear pathway, so to speak, for you to transfer your license to the US or the UK, but you can work in other like entry-level positions, which you find that they are not so badly off, because each and every profession in the Western world has its own weight and respect. So Moses, you can consider other positions whereby they just require you to have some hospital experience or something of that sort. So that is it about your question. The other thing I wanted to talk about is types of immigration. When you are deciding to immigrate, just know that there are many types and routes of immigration for different countries. For example, for Canada, there are like more than 70 immigration pathways to Canada. So you need to know which one you are planning to use, so that you don't get lost in between the many pathways, so to speak. You need to choose like one or two and pursue them, because these immigration pathways, they all use money, and you don't want to keep on wasting your money on pathways which you are not likely to win, so to speak. So choose a immigration pathway which you are likely to succeed. If you're a person who has a master's degree and less than 35 years of age, for example, if you are looking for Canada, you might consider going through the express entry. You can create a profile in the express entry and pursue the express entry if you have a master's degree in some good fields. If you have an English proficiency exam with a good band score, maybe like 7 or 8 or 9. And I usually say spousal factors play a big role in determining whether you will be successful in the immigration pathway you are looking for. As you pursue these pathways, make sure that your spouse is also in the loop, and that is by ensuring that they also do the English exam, ensuring that they do the language proficiency exam. Might be Germany or French or even English. And your spouse can also do what we call the educational credential assessment if they are in the professions, so that spousal factors add some weight. Also for Canada, some factors like a family, like children, are highly regarded. So you might find that someone who has like 2 or 3 children gets points in a different immigration pathways. Not all, but some of them, they give you points, maybe 2 or 3 points, which can add up to increase your ability to immigrate to Canada. So think about it in terms of a spouse and the different types of and the routes of immigration which are available and suitable for you. Get the words available and suitable for you, because there are so many, and through this noise you might get so confused and lose focus and start chasing different. I've seen people chasing different immigration pathways and not knowing that you just need to select 1 or 2 and run with it. In terms of countries, you also need to target like 1 or 2 countries for your immigration dreams. You can target like Canada and the UK, and you can prioritize them. You can say that I want Canada to be number 1, and the UK or the US to be number 2 or 3. but don't have many countries. Just have like 1 or 2 countries in your list. Jobs. I'll talk about jobs. There are many websites where you can search for jobs, which then again will help you to immigrate to your home, to your dream country. And for Canada, I say that this website, which is called canada.ca, jobbank.gc, jobbank.gc.ca. I'm trying to bring it on the screen so that you'll be able to see. Once it loads, I'm going to bring it so that you'll be able to see. That website is a great resource for people who are looking for jobs in Canada. And in my videos, I've shown you how to navigate this particular website so that you look for jobs in the different different sectors. And this is the official Government of Canada website where you can search for jobs, which then allow you to immigrate to Canada. And please note, some jobs might not require you to have all these requirements, like the language proficiency exams, like all these things. But they'll just give you a work visa, a work permit, which again is not like a permanent residence. It's somehow different. Those are 2 different things. So take note of that as you apply for these jobs, because some of them might not even require you to have so much education. But on the day you want to apply for permanent residence or citizenship, it might be a requirement that you have those things which I've mentioned. The job might not expressly have mentioned that you need this or that, but at the day you want to apply for citizenship or permanent residence, that is when you'll need all these things I've talked about. But that does not, I don't want to mean that you cannot apply for jobs in this website. It's a great website if you are looking for a job in any field, which will help you to immigrate to Canada, and look for jobs which have what we call labor market impact assessment, because then that means that the employer has been given permission to hire from abroad. So that is it about this video. I will do another video and tell you and give you information about where you can apply for jobs. Don't forget to subscribe, watch these videos to the end, and don't forget to share. Watch another video which I'm going to attach somewhere here or here, so that you get to understand the different immigration pathways for you in 2023 and 2024 and beyond. Thank you very much, and have yourself a good day. Thank you very much, and have yourself